What is going on, Governor? It's Chisgule here, and today we're going to help you recover from getting zeroed or prevent getting zeroed in the first place. If you like Rise of Kingdoms videos where we help optimize your gameplay, you should like and subscribe because we cover the heck out of optimization, and we are a sponsored creator with Rise of Kingdoms. My friends, it is unfortunate to get zeroed, and if you have been zeroed, I am sorry. Let's get you on your road to recovery. Here are 4 things that I would be thinking about. First and foremost, assess what happened. Look at the reports. See where you rallied, where you swarmed, were you attacked because you were out of position, were you in KVK and the flags underneath were you destroyed? What happened? For this to have unfolded, it'll be easier to figure out while you're still physically wherever the zeroing took place. The next thing you should do, number 2, is after you've got a sense of what went down, make your way to safety. Now that you know what the situation is, you'll have a better sense of what safety is, and you'll use less teleports, less peace shields in the process. Get to safety so that you don't have recurrence right away as you're recovering. The third step is to be patient. You might be tempted to go burn all your speed ups right away, train a bunch of troops in addition to healing your hospital. Heal down your hospital so that you can in fact operate in the open field, so you can go kill barbarians and get back to that grind. But my recommendation will be to wait for an event that will reward you for spending a whole bunch of speed ups training troops, because that's what you're about to go do. There are events that reward you for the amount of hours of speed ups that you use. There are events that reward you for the volume of troops that you've trained. Even Mighty Governor is an event that does that. So my recommendation will be to wait for one of those grand old events before you train up all those troops. As you do so, make sure you know what kind of troops you want. This is an opportunity to rebalance your troop levels, so if you found you'd always wanted to have a heck of a lot more cavalry, then you should be training all cavalry, and that's a totally fine choice. The next thing I would say that you should get a look at is to go and fix your garrison, or at least evaluate your garrison to see, was there something there that could have been better? If we take a look at my garrison now, I'm using Charles Martel and Yi Song-ye. I look at this all the time to make sure, is the right pairing still there on the wall? My recommendation to you is that if you got zeroed, did you have garrison commanders on there? A free-to-play commander that is really, really good for defending your city is Sun Tzu. I would recommend you use him. Drop him on that wall, and he could be the primary. You can use the following set of talents for that operation. Pull this up. Boom, boom. And there it is. Boom. My garrison setup. Highly recommend something like this to defend your city. Having some intimidating garrison commanders can potentially prevent somebody from hitting your city, which brings us to the next set of advice I've got for different things to prevent you from getting zeroed. Now, the first, spoiler alert, is having scary-looking garrison commanders defending your city. If you've got some scary garrison commanders, it might just be intimidating enough that folks decide, I'm not going to zero you. I know that in the case of Solimar, card will be up in the top, the 400 million power player that got zeroed, part of the reason they went for it to zero him, launching 10 rallies at a time, is because he had really bad garrison commanders, and they said, you know what? I think we can actually take him. I think with those commanders, the losses for us are not going to be nearly as bad as they're going to be for him, and they were right. They were right. The next tip I would give is to use peace shields when you're on the front line, and don't cheap out on an 8-hour peace shield. If you're in KVK and you're going to sit on the front line overnight, you could set an alarm, but you might forget it. Rock a 24-hour peace shield for a dangerous situation. The next tip I would offer you, if you're in your regular kingdom and you're just having good old-fashioned inner kingdom war, I would recommend that you get into a hive. Teleport near your alliance members. So if I zoom way out here, way out, we're pretty spread out across the map right now, although we're sort of clustered here. If we were at war, I would expect all of the cities to be in a huge cluster so that you are very, very hard to hit. And you would want to be more in the center of that cluster. Being on your alliance territory is going to give you territory buffs, which is a big deal. And it is very intimidating to try to hit a player city that is very surrounded by other players within your own alliance. Now, one tactic you could do if you think you're going to be attacked in this way and you're in your own kingdom is to go drop your troops into flags or forts that you think are not going to get rallied. Emphasis there on you think are not going to get rallied, because if they do get rallied, you're going to lose all your troops that way, which is really, really awkward. You would have been better off having them in your city. But if you can find a flag or fort that's far away from where the enemy is, you can actually have 0 troops in your city when they go to hit, and yeah, it's totally irrelevant. Totally irrelevant. The next and final tip I'm going to offer is to keep your resources low. Right now, I've got, 167 million food, 170 million wood, and 285 million stone, and 80 million gold. I look like a pretty tasty snack right now if I was a lower power player. I would look really delightful to go and steal those resources from. You can make yourself a less attractive target by keeping your resources below your storehouse limit. That is pretty easy to see, assuming I can actually figure out where my storehouse is. There we go. At 25, that storehouse limit is just over 2.5 million of each resource. My friends, hopefully this guide was helpful. It really sucks to get zeroed, but you can recover. It will definitely take time, but the game is tremendously fun. There'll be a lot you can still go and do, and I hope that you do stick with it. If you found this video helpful, please do like and subscribe. It means a whole heck of a lot to me. And until next time, you have fun smashing the kingdom.